What's good, Elevators? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. Nope. Nope. I saw enough. It only took 7 minutes. It took the first 7 minutes for me to realize the value that Flip brings to the JBP. And everybody's going to continue arguing with me if they don't see my perspective, and that's fine. I love the discourse that we have in the comment section. I love y'all. But let's be clear. Before I get into my spiel, I put out a poll yesterday on YouTube. Shout out to y'all. Y'all be running them polls up. I love y'all. I asked who is a better fit for the JBP. And the answer is the reason why Joe split their days up. It was 52% Mona, 48% Flip, with well over 1,000 votes. That's telling me that they each bring their own dynamic to the show and that they each have their own audience that they brought to the show. And because I spoke on this yesterday about the many reasons Patreon didn't come out, here's another one that I saw in the comments that made a lot of sense. Sade's birthday was over this weekend, and most of y'all were saying that on the video I dropped yesterday. Sade's birthday was over the weekend. Joe took her out to celebrate, which is why he couldn't pod at night. And it makes sense. But how many other times has Joe left the podcast before and they still continued to pod? And who was the one leading the show? And let's be clear, Mark Lamont Hill was there, and everybody said, and myself included, he could be an A mic when Joe's gone, just like Flip could be. But he had his opportunity and he did not execute. Flip showed his importance in the first 7 minutes. We missed a whole episode and we were all frustrated, and it let it be known in the Patreon comments because he posted a BTS episode and we were all talking about where's the Monday drop on the BTS episode. So y'all let me know in the poll. Flip let me know with his energy. And Joe let me know with his decision the importance of not only Flip himself, but Mona too. You have enough energy to lift the pod up on your own. And there is no point in having y'all bicker with each other because they might have had an altercation go down, but Joe didn't separate them solely based off that altercation. Even if it was a huge deal, he didn't separate them solely based off that altercation. He didn't even want anything to fester as a result. Mona probably didn't even ask for a separation. She just, I'm going to have to fuck with this nigga and figure out how to fit in with this nigga. Joe said, nope, let me nip this in the bud. Y'all both have a dynamic that y'all bring to the show. And as a result of y'all having y'all own audiences, I can have y'all on separate days. There's a reason Flip keeps saying, I'm getting paid the same. He didn't dock my pay. He's not paying me only on an episode basis. He's paying me as if I was still showing up for 2 episodes. And quiet as kept, it's giving Flip and Mona the opportunity to catch their breath. Because when you have this type of personality and that's what you're known for, you feel that you have to have it on 24/7. And that could get, I don't want to say annoying, but for lack of a better word, it can get annoying to your co-host. But your dynamic is needed. Not only did they not have a pod, let's be clear, if they would have had a pod without Joe, without Flip, and Mona was there, they wouldn't have known how to control Mona, and they didn't want to deal with this. So if I'm Mona and I'm looking at that, I'd be looking at that entirely different going forward. They didn't feel like they could reel you in. But Flip, you know your importance. And even if you got quote unquote demoted, even though Joe denounced that, there's a reason he denounced it. He knows what they do to his pod. Because let's be clear. Let's say Flip and Mona got into a huge altercation and both of them had to miss time. How the fuck do you think this show would be without either one of them? It's already bad enough that he lost his eye candy in Mel. And he's frustrated because the dynamic that he thought she was going to bring verbally was going to further ascend her in his eyes to being his number one. Not only are you beautiful, you could control the audience, the narratives, so on and so forth. But since she didn't bring that to the table in his eyes, Flip went right back to being his number one. And now he quite possibly has someone that could be the same dynamic as well as getting the female audience or base, not even the audience, that was following Melissa. I have to look at her as my number one. But let's be clear. I've been giving Ish and Ice so much credit for having to be there, or not having to, but being there every episode. Like, that's the crown jewel. But go back to when Flip said that he was getting paid the same for not showing up the same amount. Look at Ish's face. That's a detriment to them. Joe is basically telling them, y'all don't bring enough to the table dynamically. Not y'all as people, not y'all being on the pod, but dynamically, y'all don't bring what Flip brings. Y'all don't bring what Mark brings. Y'all don't bring what Mona brings, to the point where people would miss y'all if y'all were only here one day out of the week. So yes, in order for y'all to receive y'all pay, y'all gotta be here every day of the week, every single day. And I keep saying Ice is the one that got tapped to do the Thursday show. What if he got Ice doing a Thursday show with the same contract? I'm just speculating, but let's be clear. Flip's presence was shown early on in the episode. He spruces it up. But I understand what everybody else is saying. He doesn't say anything. He's just piggybacking off of Joe. Hey, if you can get an extra laugh track out of each joke that's told, why not? But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I could be bugging. I know I get on Flip the most, but at the same time, I feel like I show my fandom for Flip, especially his dynamic on the pod, and I've been an advocate for his for a minute. So to see what it is that Joe is doing in this light, it's starting to make sense. So I just wanted to speak on it. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, though, because once again, y'all let me know in the polls already. As much as people talk shit about Flip, people letting it know we still rock with Flip. We still rock with Flip. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the page if you haven't. If you have, you already know how we rock it. Y'all go ahead, tune into the Patreon. Hey, I gotta salute y'all, man. This 24-hour free video drop shit, it's working. I see y'all continuing to sub. I'm even getting some detractors and some haters over there. Salute to y'all too. Y'all get responses too. We're building the community up. I appreciate all the support thus far. But I'll see y'all a little later today. Peace.